Բարև ձեզ հարգելի հեռուստադիտողներ, այսօր տաղավարում հյուրընկալել եմ ամերիկահայ դոկտոր պրոֆեսոր Naira Campbell-Kyureghyanին։ Նա միջազգային ճանաչում ունեցող փորձագետ է մկանային կմախքային բիոմեխանիկայի, էրգոնոմիկայի և մարդակենտրոն դիզայնի ոլորտում։ Naira Campbell-ը աշխատել է Լուիսվիլի, Վիսկոնսին Մլվաքի համալսարաններում, Մասաչուսեթսի Մերիմակ քոլեջում, դասախոսել է տարբեր երկրների համալսարաններում և հեղինակել 200-ից ավելի հոդվածներ և այլ հրապարակումներ։ Naira Campbell-Kyureghyan-ը ներկայումս Հայաստանի ամերիկյան համալսարանում այցելու պրոֆեսոր է և իր փորձն է փոխանցում ապագա հայ մասնագետներին։ Good day, Professor Campbell. Thanks for accepting our invitation.
Hello, Sana. It's my pleasure to be here.
Professor Campbell-Kyureghyan, as I know you haven't been here for many years, could you please share your insights on any notable transformations you've observed in Armenia and tell us about your impressions?
Oh, it's of course I came to a completely different country. I left in 1990s, in 1997, and at the time when Armenia was undergoing very difficult times, many of the viewers might actually remember that time. No power, no electricity, limited, food supply, and so. Given everything that I left, I came to completely new and revived Armenia. I mean, completely European-like city with beautiful new generation striving to rebuild this country. I'm very, very impressed.
How does it feel to return to the American University of Armenia, where you graduated in 1996, and to take on the esteemed role of the C. Judson King Endowed Visiting Professorship? And could you please elaborate your role in this position?
First, I would like to say that I'm very honored to be the first inaugural Judson King visiting professor. And holding that position is a big honor for me. My role in this position is literally to enhance several aspects of students and faculty development and engage into a variety of different activities from teaching to mentoring, give some lectures and provide guidance for future growth of the university. You also asked about how it feels to be back to AUA. Of course, when I was at AUA in 1990s, it was a small starting institution with only 200 students. We only had graduate programs then. We all knew each other. Today, I found a tremendous institution with a variety and different departments and colleges and diverse students from different parts of the Armenia. I walk on this campus and see incredible transformations, new buildings, more than 2,000 students on campus, faculty, staff members, and diverse number of departments and programs. It makes my heart tremble, and I'm very, very impressed and honored to be part of that community today.
Well, throughout your career, you have been actively engaged in research, teaching, and in fostering university industry government connections. Considering your experience, what strategies would you recommend for such connections, for developing such connections in Armenia? And additionally, drawing comparisons with other countries, what advantages and disadvantages do you perceive in the Armenian context, and what methods do you find particularly effective for advancing such partnership in this region?
I will start with industry partnership. First of all, when we talk about industry partnership, it's academia-industry partnership, correct? So with that regard, I think we just live in times of industrial revolution where this kind of partnerships are inevitable. I mean, just look around. Technological progress touched every sphere of our lives. It actually, the digital vortex of 4.0 transformed every aspect of technology and media and education and medicine, healthcare. So this kind of transformation leads to a need need for collaboration between academia and industry. So why such a what are the benefits of this kind of partnership actually is another aspect why we need this kind of partnership is because today universities are, in my opinion, slightly behind in technological advancement than industry. Just think about faculty who graduated, let's say, 10 or 20 years ago. So their education is not what today's industry needs, and technology has changed. So students that were graduating today need to be students for next 40 years. They need to be professionals. So that technology is available in industry. And it's very expensive aspect always to bring refurbish, with new equipment, the laboratory. So in United States, we formed this kind of partnership early on about, I think, 8 to 10 years ago when I actually started large consortia. And it led to tremendous impact for not only institution, but economic development of the state. So why it matters? Because the workforce. Just think about all the engineers, all the professionals today in the fields, a variety of different fields. With new technology, we need to repurpose these people. Offer courses now for already engineers who are in the field to repurpose them with new technological advancement. And this is partnership, it's one of the aspects of transformation. Second is research and technology transfer. Basically, any kind of innovation can be transferred to practice, or let's say you invent something and your innovation is useful for, let's say, treatment or for production of something, for manufacturing processes or for curing cancer. How do you move forward? You partner, right, with industry to bring it forward. The need for this kind of partnership became more and more necessary in the past decade. So I'm not sure if I answered all your questions because you had several of them.
Yeah, the last one was, what methods do you find particularly effective for advancing such partnerships in Armenia and generally in this region?
It is very difficult to compare Western world with Armenia with that regards. Because in Western world, there's a infrastructure that exists for such a relations between government, industry, and academia. Armenia is just starting to form this kind of partnerships. For example, UAT, Union for Advanced Technologies, and they actually bring together academia, industry, and government. So it's very interesting to see other organizations that formed actually around the country in the same attempt to bring these partnerships together. So while I haven't seen a very firm kind of consortia, I see a great potential and formation in this country that I hope actually in the next few years we will have conversation again, and I will have some concrete examples of this kind of partnerships, incubators, collaborative centers, etc.
Having recently moderated a panel discussion on this topic, which also explored the power of partnerships in the entrepreneurial process, could you share the key insights and main points of that discussion?
Absolutely. The main point actually of this event on November 15th that took place at American University in partnership with UAT was actually to bring academia, government, and industry together and discuss some of the hard topics. I gave a presentation in the beginning with very specific purpose to bring some of the examples how this kind of transformations actually can work, or what I have done in my life with respect to forming consortia or collaborative institutes that brought that kind of partnerships together. And it was very interesting to see the responses actually, the differences in responses between academia and industry folks, and also a government that basically is very anxious to step in and help, but right now there is no kind of strategic plan, concrete in that regards. But it's very good to have this kind of conversations and provide help with examples, bring some experts that will actually help various government institutions and as well as actually academia to form partnerships and develop strategic needs for research, basically growth, and forming these research institutes that are not just disconnected academic units, but connected with big number of industry behind. So I think I was very happy to raise actually more questions in that event. We don't have many answers right now, and my goal is to start working on those in the next 6 months.
So you will continue such conversations with specialists?
Not conversations, but I hope actually we'll roll up sleeves and start working and bringing a lot of this, our wish list, to the reality.
As I introduced you in the beginning of the interview, you are internationally recognized for your expertise in musculoskeletal biomechanics, ergonomics, and human-centered design. I would like you to provide some details about these fields and to bring some examples of your work.
Sure. Word ergonomics is probably least known out of that list. It's basically area of biomechanics applied to work-related problems with regards to prevention. And biomechanics is very broad field. As you mentioned, it deals with musculoskeletal problems, etc. But in reality, it is basically a field that helps to prevent or rehabilitate human body. So my work was divided in both areas, basically in 2 areas. One side, I basically did a lot of work that impacted prevention of injuries in a variety of different industries. Mostly, and I worked for a decade with U.S. Department of Labor on development of training materials, as well as actually United States standards for industries. On my other side of research was directed towards rehabilitation, and rehabilitative technologies is something that actually Armenia needs a lot. Just think about rehabilitating elderly, or or children who were born with some defects, or soldiers after injuries, or anyone after surgery. So I absolutely love my field of study because entire life I was helping people to rehabilitate or prevent them from dying or being injured. So that was basically, that describes kind of what I did.
Well, in light of your experience at the University of Wisconsin, Milwaukee, and the partnerships you established with some industry giants, how do you see the potential for similar collaborations in Armenia to foster cross-disciplinary research and development?
A very nice question. It would be my dream to bring the same kind of, collaboration to Armenia. So, just I'm not to be pessimistic. I would like to just explain that any kind of relationship are formed based on needs. What can I give you? What do you need from me? And I think to establish this kind of variety of ranges, of needs, or what can I give, needs and also benefits that people can, or industry and academia can gain from each other, is the first step in that process. When we started this partnership, there was a tremendous need for workforce repurposing. Just think about car mechanic. When 10 years ago I took my car to car mechanic, he or she will open the hood of the car, dive inside and fix my whatever was wrong. Today all cars are computerized. So car mechanics need to be skilled on reading the software. They basically plug in your car to the computer and they have to actually read the program. It's a completely different skill set. So in every aspect of profession, that kind of gap is forming with 4.0, with Industrial Revolution. And because of that, there was a huge need for industry giants like Microsoft, like Rockwell Automation, like Fanuc Robotics or Cisco to partner with universities. Now, what can we do in Armenia with that regard? Armenia will face the same, and facing already the same. Many people lose their jobs and cannot find new jobs because the job requirements are changing. Some jobs just disappearing. So the sooner we actually form these kind of centers or partnership, the sooner we'll actually be able to help the country to catch up with 4.0, with Industrial Revolution 4.0. I am in tremendous hope that in the next few months we'll be able, together with many organizations, to define the list of needs for industry in this region, and identify also the needs of academia, and find that kind of beneficial partnership from both sides, not only from research, but on education side too, because universities manufacture students, the future workforce, and industry needs to define what they need. So I'm here with, I'm going to say today, I see many different ways how country can accomplish that. Nevertheless, the Western models are very rigid and built for completely different structures. I always compare Armenians to hunters. Jeremy Guttke is the author of actually he's a founder of Trend Hunter, a large company in Boston area, and also author of a very interesting book, Creativity and Innovation. And he brings this philosophical concept of hunting skills. It means being very brave, very prepared for any kind of challenges, ready to sacrifice, ready to act. And then he brings also the concept of farming being a very structured form of, you plant the seed, you water it, you collect it, and you process it. So it's very structured, planned activity. So over the years, of course, mankind started from hunting, right? And slowly learned about farming structures and moved into farming. So in my opinion, what I see is Armenia is a hunting country. And Western world is more farming. They're very structured. They do this and that, there's specific rules. And the beauty of being a hunter is that you're innovative. You are ready to take challenges. You are creative. And I think we need to cherish what we have here in Armenia and build specific structures and models that will work for our society and not just transfer something and that might not work well here.
So in my last question, in the current era of rapid technological advancements and global innovation, how do you propose Armenia could avoid falling behind in this fast-paced race and ensures the production of future specialists and innovators?
Beautiful question. Of course, Armenia right now in a stage where we're trying to catch up with actually the rest of the world is also trying to catch up with technological advancements. We have to think innovative and very creative and create kind of unique models here inside of our country. There's many aspects, many challenges in Armenia. It's a small country. It was many years under farming structure of Soviet regime, and finally we became a free country, and we are free to hunt, we're free to create, and what you see today is Armenia actually is number one or in top in the list of one of the top countries in number of startups. We are the culture of actually entrepreneurs and innovators. It shows 87% of our population, if you ask, actually based on GEM, Global Entrepreneurship Monitor article that was published not long ago, 87% of Armenians actually want to start their own companies. There is no other nation like this. But the startups they're forming, and then there are many problems associated with when you become an owner of the company or a startup. Because, first of all, there is no capital market. It means there is no exit strategy for those companies. Another problem I will mention that perhaps many of these startups actually don't have an IP, intellectual property. They're not based on any kind of technological advancement. They're mostly like app-based companies. And so what you see is beautiful, so bubbles actually that are bursting in the air, and some of them actually become bigger bubbles. And I think we're in this kind of stage where we have to pick up those and do something with them. We have to figure out how to cultivate, how incubate this startup culture of Armenia. And it is not, I was not surprised that Armenia was also in top 10 for being afraid of basically entrepreneurs actually afraid to fail. So there is a fear of failure, and there is fear, and there is a passion for creating. It is very interesting energy right now, where it's almost like something tremendous will happen in the next few years with regards to this kind of desire to create. So I'm very happy actually that I am in Armenia in those great times. It is very challenging times. Armenia faces a lot of challenges, but I'm very happy to be back and give back to my country the way how I should.
Thanks for the interview.
You're very welcome, and I want to wish all our viewers, actually we're in the last few weeks of the year, I want to wish them all happy and peaceful year ahead.
Thank you. Հարգելի հեռուստադիտողներ, հիշեցնեմ, որ ես զրուցում էի ամերիկահայ դոկտոր պրոֆեսոր Naira Campbell-Kyureghյանի հետ։ Կհանդիպենք։